So with the last vestiges of light, that was the Earl of Berkeley going past there. You may not have been able to see it, but you most certainly could hear it. And as night has now fallen, we find ourselves here at Hampton Road in the paddock. Malcolm, the Paddock Railway, running until midnight tonight.
Yes.
Why?
Something different, something we've always wanted to do, and we've had a lineup of locos today, of 54 locos, which has never ever been done before, so it's a record, £65,000 worth, which is fantastic anyway, as you realise. And then we've also had people from outside the public coming in and giving us donations, which is obviously helping our little railway.
Well, you've obviously attracted a lot of people today. They've been crowding round having a look,
Yes,
haven't they?
yes, that's right.
And the weather's been perfect
Super,
for it.
yes.
The evening's great
Yes,
as well.
yes.
How did it all start?
Well, how it started was one little ring of track on a flat grass here with a piece of string to stop people coming in. And that's how it all started, and from then on it snowballed, and myself and my son joined John Campbell, who actually started it up, and then we joined him, and it snowballed to what it is today.
And you were there right at the start, were you, Malcolm?
Within a few months, like, you know.
Okay, and have you been coming fairly regularly since then?
We come every Sunday through the year. Snow, rain, hail, fog, we're here.
There we go, 16 mil trains in action here this evening at the Paddock Railway here at Hampton Road on the Severn Valley Railway. And that guy playing the piano, by the way, that we featured and filmed earlier on today is Ben, who's the cameraman here on Railway World. And there he was playing, well, let's call it music.
Lionel Trains, the only model trains with Magna traction, proudly present the Joe DiMaggio Show. Starring the Yankee Clipper Joe DiMaggio himself with Jack Barry.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jack Barry, inviting all you kids from 6 to 60 to another meeting here at the Lionel Clubhouse. This meeting is presided over by our honorary president, the famous Yankee Clipper, Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. As usual, Joe will run through some of our club members' sports problems, and he'll introduce us to a famous guest star from the world of sports. And now, here he is, the famous Yankee Clipper himself, Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Thanks again, Jack. And once again, it's question time in the Lionel Clubhouse. Who's the first batter?
Hey, Joe, how's the meeting going?
Hi, Jack. Fine, just swell. How about telling the story about the young friend of yours and the dream he had that came true?
Well, yes, Joe, it's a wonderful story, and I'll bet that all of our club members have had the same dream at one time or another. Well, Tommy knew exactly what he wanted for Christmas. He wanted an electric train. He had the whole thing in his mind, even to the table where he was going to set it up. Sitting there at the table, he could picture the whole thing, and he would dream so hard that the whole thing would come to life right before his eyes. Of course, Tommy was a pretty strong wisher, and what he started wishing for was a pretty fancy-looking train set with locomotive and freight cars, and the station and the gateman, the water tower, and all kinds of wonderful equipment and accessories. So grand that you might think Tommy was wishing for something that just didn't exist. But Tommy knew what he was wishing for. And sure enough, on Christmas morning, Tommy's dream came true. Because Tommy had told his father that he wanted Lionel. Just the low-priced Lionel Scout train set with a few Lionel accessories. Yes, even the simplest of Lionel train sets and track layouts is a wonderful, thrilling, complete model railroad. That's because it's made by Lionel. Lionel, the originator of the electric model train, makers of the most realistic, scale-detailed model train equipment. Lionel, the only model train with magna traction. So boys, if you're wishing for a model railroad for Christmas, and I know you are, be sure to tell your dad you want a Lionel railroad, because Lionel gives you the most real-looking trains and accessories, which are the most fun for all.
And now, fellas, we've got something a little different for today's program.
It's a lovely autumn evening here on the Paddock Railway at Hampton Load on the Severn Valley Railway. And I'd like to just say hello now to Donald Nake of Massachusetts, who wrote to us and said that he loves the show, which is always a good start, and would we be featuring any continental outline stuff in our films? He particularly likes German locomotives. Well, a bit tricky for me, as I'm based in the UK, to get over to the continent, but I think I've found a decent compromise. Here, for example, is a model railway layout from the boys up in Keighley that features German trains. Will that do?
Ediger Eller serves two villages on the Mosel, one of the wine-producing regions of Germany. So Ediger and Eller are villages on the Mosel, and Ediger Eller, goes without saying, serves as two villages. In year 2000, we thought about starting the layout. In 2001, we purchased the first loco, and then we took it from there. The layout was built in a cellar, in actual fact, in sections, and we're still developing it even today. All of the stock is from the box, but we've added things like sound chips in some cases to make it more authentic. We've retained quite a wide window of operation so that it doesn't get too boring. So from the latter days of steam up until modern day electric and diesel, we're encompassing the whole of that period. We don't run anything that hasn't been run or isn't running at the present day. So we're not, for example, running anything from Austria or, Switzerland or somewhere like that.
Oh, well, blimey, I'm bushed. It's got to be, what, nearly midnight now, and so time for us to call a halt to this week's Railway World.
But Mark, it's only 8:30.
Yeah, look, listen, Sam, as President Bush said, you can fool some of the people some of the time, and those are the people we need to concentrate on. Okay, it's nearly midnight. See you on the next Railway World. You do your trains, I'll do the